Hello, everyone. This story takes place in 2025, which is the year the not-so-quiet community of Dundalk, Maryland, was shattered by two separate police standoffs, both ending in tragedy. These aren't just news headlines. They're stories that leave a community searching for answers. So I'm going to break down the details of the two fatal barricade incidents that put this Baltimore suburb on high alert. With that being said, let's get right into it. Our first story takes us to Gray Manor Terrace on April 1st. Police responded to reports of shots fired, only to be met by a suspect barricaded inside a home. A long, tense standoff began, with the suspect firing at officers. Police returned fire, beginning a 5-hour containment situation.
We're a few blocks away, but you can see in the distance behind me here what we're seeing. We have a SWAT team in the distance. They're working on this armed barricade situation. We had officers tell us if they're that close, there are actually shots flying in the air, and that is why we need to stay this far back. A very serious situation, and it's why everyone in the area, if you're already here, you should be staying in your home away from windows and doors. Take a look at this video we got earlier this morning of the crews here. They've been working on this for a few hours now. According to Baltimore County Police, there is an armed barricade situation. It's in a home near German Hill Road and Gray Manor Terrace here in Dundalk. Like I said, police have asked people to avoid the street, and if you're already here, you should be sheltering in place. The following schools are on lockdown: Battle Grove Elementary, Charlesmont Elementary, and General John Stricker Middle School. I've been speaking with some parents who live in this area. They said their kiddos are not going to school right now because of the situation. Everyone is staying in their homes, playing it safe. If you come back out to us, you can see we do have this SWAT team still on scene. Of course, this is a few blocks away, so this is what we can see from our vantage point, but you can see the SWAT team. We have officers blocking off the entire radius. If you're in this area, your phone will go off as if you have an Amber Alert, and it will alert you that you need to stay away from this block. So we are going to keep our distance, keep everyone safe as much as we can in this situation. We are expecting an update here soon, but the only detail we really have confirmed at this point is that there is a barricade situation, and it involves an armed individual. For now, live in Dundalk, I'm Tommy Clark, WBAL TV 11 News.
For hours, the neighborhood was on lockdown, and the local community held its breath. The incident ended when police finally entered the house. Inside, they found the suspect deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot. No police or other members of the public were harmed.
You know, this was a massive scene for 6 hours today. For blocks, the area was taped off, and still crime scene tape remains. You can see this is the closest we've been able to get all day. This brown house is the one with investigators out front. It's where the incident happened. You can see the bullet holes in the side. This is where what was happening inside led to so many having to stay in place today. A crisis negotiator attempts to reason with a man barricaded inside this Dundalk home riddled with bullet holes.
I came walking down here with my dog and got right here, and there was like a dozen rounds went off.
It started around 7:30 in the morning when police responded to a report of gunshots going off in the area.
When officers arrived on the scene and began to conduct that investigation, someone from a nearby residence began to fire upon them. The officers returned fire and called for a barricade.
Soon, SWAT teams, a helicopter, drone, FBI, and ATF arrived. All morning and into the afternoon, the area blocked off.
Part of me wants to move, but the other part of me is just like, this is life today. It's crazy.
Neighbors told to shelter in place, and multiple schools placed on lockdown.
I was at work, and I got a phone call from my father, who's down at my house with the kids inside. He told me that there was gunshots happening, so I came home from work scared to death because my little kids are in there.
Shots going off.
By 1:30 p.m., officers located the person inside the home who had fired at them. The man was dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
This neighborhood is an excellent neighborhood to live in. There's never a problem in this neighborhood. And just today with this thing.
Now, Police tell 11 News at one point there was a woman inside the home. She came out and is okay. It's unclear if she was a hostage, though. They're still looking into that. They have not yet released the name of the man involved. For now, live in Dundalk, I'm Tommy Clark, WBAL TV 11 News.
Then, just 6 months later, another tragic and controversial incident unfolded on Larkhall Road. This time, a man named Robert Adams was killed by police during a barricade. According to official reports, 6 Baltimore County officers responded to shots being fired and were met with an armed man. But the story here is much more complex. While police say an encounter led to the shooting, witness accounts raise serious questions. Witnesses report that Adams was firing shots into the air and was not an immediate threat to the officers when he was shot. Neighbors also question if officers made enough effort to de-escalate the situation. The Maryland Attorney General's Independent Investigations Division is now investigating this fatal shooting. The outcome could provide critical answers for the Dundalk community.
Our following breaking news this morning, Baltimore County Police remain on the scene after a barricade last night in Dundalk.
Our very own Kyrie Stewart posted this video on X showing a close look at the scene last night. And this morning, that is where we find 11 News' Jennifer Franciotti at that scene that is still very much so active. Jen, you have been speaking with neighbors in that area, have not heard a lot from police. What have you learned so far this morning?
Hey, Megan and Lacey, good morning. I'm going to step out of the way so that you can see a much reduced police presence from last night when Kyrie Stewart was on the scene. We see one police vehicle there. There are others in the area just not visible from this shot. We're actually on Jasmine looking down the street to Lark Hill. And this situation unfolded around 9 o'clock last night on the 2100 block of Lark Hill. A lot of this activity focused on that second floor window that is still illuminated. And we've seen detectives walking back and forth. And earlier, the crime scene van was here with evidence markers on the street. Now, we have heard virtually nothing from Baltimore County Police other than this was a barricade situation that is now over, but expecting a heavy police presence in the area. However, we did get a post on X from Attorney General Anthony Brown, who shed a bit more light on the situation, saying that our Independent Investigations Division is on the scene of a police-involved shooting. That got further supported this morning when I talked with a resident who told me that he heard 2 shotgun blasts coming from the second floor of that home there on the 2100 block of Lark Hill. And then he heard Baltimore County Police opened fire after that. And I asked him, was the suspect shot? He said yes. I said, was the suspect killed? He said yes. And that actually backs up other posts that we have seen on social media this morning discussing the situation. Of course, last night, neighbors being urged to shelter in place because of this very active situation. We know there were well over a dozen responding officers last night, and they had their mass response van here as well. So this morning, a much quieter scene as detectives you see there walking back and forth to the crime scene itself. Hopefully we'll get some information confirmed for you later on this morning. But that is the latest. Nothing really confirmed at all from Baltimore County Police, but from a resident here, a suspect was shot and killed. Reporting live from Dundalk, Jen Franciotti. Now we'll send it back to you.
These two events paint a worrying picture of a year marked by tragedy and police standoffs. As the investigations continue, the demand for transparency and accountability remains high. Considering that these two cases aren't the first time Dundalk has had to deal with a barricade situation, and most likely won't be the last either. Stick around for the very end of the video for a bonus barricade treat, but I digress. What do you think should happen next in these cases? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as usual, if you're a fan of urban legends, folklore, unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and all things mysterious, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Dundalk man is behind bars tonight after he shot at his wife through the floor of their row home, according to police. ABC 2 News reporter Cassie Carlisle found out the argument started about unloading groceries and really escalated when his wife took a bite out of his grilled cheese sandwich. Cassie?
Kelly, this frightening series of events had neighbors blocked in their homes, and it all happened while 3 teens were in that home where the shots went off. Court documents describe what led up to a 3-hour standoff Sunday night in Dundalk. That afternoon, Daniel Blackwell's wife, teenage daughter, and her 2 friends came home from grocery shopping. His wife asked for help unloading the groceries, and they started arguing. Things escalated when she took a bite of his grilled cheese sandwich. In a fit of rage, he went down to their basement, where she found him an hour later lying on the floor holding a shotgun, ammunition strapped to his body, and other guns lying around him. Neighbors say Blackwell had drunken tirades before, but this time was more serious.
He shot, his wife.
Blackwell's wife said she heard a gunshot, went back downstairs, and Blackwell said it was a firecracker. She went upstairs and told the kids to leave because Blackwell, quote, was going crazy. Blackwell came upstairs to ask if anyone called the police. They were silent, and he went back down to the basement. Then Blackwell shot 3 times through the floor, almost hitting his wife. She said he could hear her walking through the kitchen and was aiming for her. Then she and the kids left the apartment.
Mientras todo ocurría, yo y mis 2 niños estuvimos en el basement.
2 doors down, this mother of 2 young boys barricaded themselves in their basement after the first shot was fired.
Que no le importaba ya nada.
She said Blackwell yelled at officers, "I don't care about anything. I'm 55 years old. Shoot me." Around 9 o'clock, officers entered the house and arrested Blackwell. Blackwell faces charges of attempted first and second-degree murder. He had 15 guns in the home. 4 of them were loaded. He has 2 prior convictions of second-degree assault that prohibit him from having firearms. Kelly?